Hey guys, this is Marina Tolentino. I'm a real estate agent and a multi-passionate entrepreneur here on Oahu, and I'm checking in today because we just did a video about what to do after you pass your test, right? You need to find your brokerage. So today we're going to talk about setting up your business. So what are the first things you need to do after you decide where you want to hang your license and then get the ball rolling? Okay, so let's kind of dive in real quick. So step number one, I want you to narrow your niche. And what does that mean? That means you need to have laser focus on who your target audience is. You cannot serve all the people, all the things as much as you think you can. And so it's much better if you just really identify who is it that you want to work with, what is it that they do, what's their income level, and then when you're creating content, you're talking specifically to that person. You can think that the market is oversaturated, but honestly, it's not when you niche down to who you want to work with. So there are agents who specifically do just rentals. There are agents who specifically just do FSBOs or for sale by owners. There are agents who primarily work with relocation first-time homeowners. I mean, you can get super hyper specific so that when someone is Googling this topic, you're the one to come up. All right, step number two is I want you to map out what it is exactly you do. Do you just do rentals? Do you just do first-time home buyers? Do you just work with military? Maybe you do a couple of things. I want you to really identify. So if someone meets you in the elevator and you have that elevator speech ready to go, you're gonna say, hey, I'm a realtor and I work with relocation clients for military only. Just have it ready to go, right in your back pocket. It'll just make you feel a little bit more confident instead of saying, well, I'm an agent and I think I do so and so and so. You just need to have that confidence. Third thing I want you to do is to track your time. So one of the biggest pitfalls of new agents is gonna be a time waster, right? You're trying to do all these things, you're trying to binge information, and how productive are you actually being every day? So your homework for your first week as official agent when you're starting to track your clients is to track your time. Literally write down everything you did that entire day. Every 5-minute block, every 15-minute block. If you have to set a timer on your phone every 15 minutes to remind you to write it down, I want you to do that, and it's gonna be fascinating to see how much of a day you've wasted, to be honest. It's a big wake-up call, but really, to be successful, you need to learn how to master your calendar and stick to it. And so I have learned the hard way. It's been months of struggle because I'm still trying to do it all. Maybe you're lacking finances, so you feel like you can't invest in something. I promise you, if you really narrow down what exactly it is you need to do every day and you can outsource the rest, you will be that much more of a productive agent and that much more of a more sane human, I promise. Okay, next thing I want you to do is to organize your finances. How are you gonna pay yourself and track your expenses, right? Like I said before, you're not just a real estate agent, you are also your own little hat of a business. When you get a commission check, what are you gonna do with that check? Are you gonna split it up and save some for the business? Are you gonna pay yourself the whole thing, which I don't recommend doing? Don't just be irresponsible and assume that what you make is actually what you pay yourself, because I'm promising you that your business has expenses and you don't want to have to come out of your personal funds to pay for your monthly dues or to pay for your taxes, right? So you need to be thinking ahead and just identifying what exactly your money is doing for you. Then I want you to identify your brand. So we talked about this a little bit before with your niche, but this is going to be more specific. So finding your target audience, right? So who exactly are you announcing or sharing your information with in the world? Are you broadcasting it to everybody? Probably not. You probably have a limited number of followers in your own sphere of influence, whoever knows you, likes you, trusts you already. And so what I've actually done with this for myself is it's on my wall in my room, but it's a Target lady. Her name is Sarah. She's 28, right? And I know exactly where she shops, what she does. And so when I'm typing out an Instagram post, I'm talking to Sarah. I know who she is and what she wants and the things that she's struggling with as a first-time buyer, okay? So it's something you can create for yourself, right? Who's your dream client? And then really just, again, niching it down. That's the word, niche it down. I think there's so much more we can go into with branding. And so I do want to do a whole nother video, and maybe I'll bring in one of my friends who is actually a marketing expert to kind of talk about some strategies and some tips on how to do that and make it most efficient for you. But I cannot emphasize it enough that you are now your own personal brand. And in the real estate industry, it's what's gonna separate you from everybody else. The next thing is deciding on your website. So does your company provide one for you? Do you wanna create a custom website? Obviously, this can come to with how much finances you have available to work with, but I would recommend thinking about having your own personal site in the future. Because again, online presence is everything. So if your company website is very vanilla and it's just a catch-all with stereotypical stock photos, maybe it's worth investing in your own personal website that can link to your company website. But your personal website is really gonna identify who you are as a person, why you're the best fit for this person, and what makes you different from the rest, right? Your company website is not going to do that for you. And you got to beat the stock photography. It gets old fast. So I know you can do better. And then once you decided on your website, I want you to pick a marketing schedule. So I'm not saying you need to post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but honestly, just to have one day a month, maybe in your calendar, and you're saying, okay, the first Friday of every month, I'm gonna sit down for an hour and decide what my topics are for the month, at least my goal of what I wanna post a month. Maybe that's 4 times, maybe that's 10 times. Just having it out there as like a goal and then breaking it down into week by week, it'll help you be consistent, because the worst thing that can happen is life takes over, you get busy, and before you know it, you haven't posted in a month, right? And we don't want that. So take it from advice from me, just plan in advance, put it in your calendar. Again, you've got to master your calendar and it'll all fall into place, and consistency is the key here to success. To wrap this up, I want to remind yourself, you got to give yourself a break, okay? This is a big switch in your lifestyle, big career change. Your family's probably wondering what you're doing with your time every day. You don't have any clients, so why the heck are you so busy and stressed out, right? It is stressful. You are starting a lot of things, and so give yourself grace and patience to get it done over time. Like, Rome was not built in a day, so I want you to remember, go with the flow. You're only doing the best that you can every day. Show up as your best version of yourself, and that's all you can do, and pat yourself on the back at the end of the day. It's okay to close the computer and walk away for a day and not touch anything. Your business will still be there on Monday when you come back, and we aren't robots. We're humans, and God made us to rest. So I also want to remind yourself that you need to take time for yourself, for your family, or before you know it, your career will take over everything, and that's not what we were made to be. So last thing to wrap this up, just a reminder, I am still technically a new agent. I have been an agent for, gosh, a year and a few months now, I guess, since July was a year. But I'm still going through this together with a lot of agents, and I'm always here to support other agents, help you with whatever you're dealing with. I'm leaving my Calendly link below for you, just in case you want to reach out. I'm more than happy to share my story, my experience with eXp Realty, the experience being on the Ferris team. We are expanding nationwide now and hiring basically any state, I think. Like, it's just crazy to see the success that we have and like all the impact that our crew is creating. So as always, it's an open invitation just to connect with you. I would love to see your business as well. If you are starting a real estate brand, or maybe you're just improving or announcing that you're going to be an agent soon, would you leave your Instagram handle below? Because I would love to connect with you and just give you a little sprinkle of love on that. And I will be back next week. We're going to talk about personal brands. Okay, so we're going to do a deep dive into that, just what we talked about today, but really like go into it of like, what does that mean? How do you target your brand and all the things? So be sure to hit subscribe, and we'll be back soon. Thanks.